He's estranged from his family, never married, says he's had only 2 dates in his entire life. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, and never has.
It's difficult to capture Norman's uncanny ability with a golf club, but at his home course, Golf Haven, an hour north of Toronto, hitting from about 240 yards into a crosswind, he puts ball after ball onto the green.
Roughly the equivalent of a darts player hitting the bullseye with every toss. Norman doesn't have a scrapbook, but a pile of clippings records that he twice won the Canadian Amateur Championship, that he won 11 Provincial Opens and 6 Canadian Senior Professional Championships, and that he has 14 holes in one and 32 course records here and in the U.S. But Norman has also established a reputation for being odd, eccentric, and just plain rude. Lorne Rubinstein, a contributor to Toronto's Globe and Mail, is likely Canada's best golf writer. Norman considers most reporters nosy and stupid, but he does have time for Rubinstein, who's tried to find out what makes Mo tick.
That's the thing, you've never lost that, have you? Just the simple enjoyment of hitting the ball.
I still hit balls in play.
Well, what do you think about it? I mean, what fascinates you so much about it that you can be doing this for 45, 50 years?
Hit every ball solid. And
so what's the feeling you get, the physical pleasure you get out of hitting the golf ball?
And straight, and hitting it still purer than anybody in the world. And still the purest striker.
He seems to have such a deeply rooted insecurity. His parents weren't wealthy, and they weren't even middle class. It was a poor home, and his parents didn't want to have anything to do with golf. As a matter of fact, I think he told me that his father buried a golf club of his in the ground so deep that he couldn't get it. But certainly that can make a kid paralyzed when he comes home and unwilling to talk to his own parents about what the thing that he loves the most. So the lack of encouragement must have hurt very, very deeply.
There's one story which tells you a great deal about Mo Norman. It took place in 1955 in Calgary, where Norman had just won his first Canadian Amateur Golf Championship. He seemed to be on the threshold of a great career. In fact, the following year, he'd receive an invitation to the prestigious Masters tournament in Georgia. But on this day in Calgary, Mo Norman was so terrified by the prospect of standing up in public to receive his first place trophy that instead he went down by the banks of the Bow River near the golf course and he hid until they finished the ceremony without him. It was the problem that would plague Mo Norman for the rest of his career.